Hi, welcome to Bedtime Stories here at Wood Library. I'm Mrs. Ferris, the children's librarian, and this is my friend Bernard. And we've got some fun stories for you tonight, so let's get started. This is a story called Let's Do That Again. It's written by Hiawyn Oram and illustrated by Sam Williams. And it's published by Dutton's Books for Children. Mrs. Brown Mouse and Little Brown Mouse were walking in the woods. Mrs. Brown Mouse hid behind a tree. Can you see her there? And popped out with a loud boo. Little Brown Mouse jumped, and then she laughed and laughed. "Let's do that again," she cried. Not now," said Mrs. Brown Mouse, "because right now it's time to go home." So they turned around to go home, and just when Mrs. Brown Mouse wasn't expecting it, Little Brown Mouse hid among the flowers. Can you see him? And then popped out with a loud boo. Mrs. Brown Mouse jumped, and then she and Little Brown Mouse laughed and laughed. "Let's do that again," cried Little Brown Mouse. Not now," said Mrs. Brown Mouse, carrying Little Brown Mouse high on her shoulders, "because right now it's time for dinner." So they went home to make dinner, and Little Brown Mouse watched as Mrs. Brown Mouse cooked. And just when Mrs. Brown Mouse wasn't expecting it, Little Brown Mouse crept across the room and hid behind the door. And then jumped out with a scary "Arr!" And Mrs. Brown Mouse waved her wooden spoon and growled "Arr!" right back, which sent Little Brown Mouse running under the table, laughing and laughing. "Let's do that again," she cried. Not now," said Mrs. Brown Mouse, "because right now it's time to eat." So they sat down to eat, and Little Brown Mouse played with her food, and Mrs. Brown Mouse ate her food. And just as she was taking a rather large mouthful, Little Brown Mouse slid down behind her chair. And then popped out with an eerie "Ooh!" And Mrs. Brown Mouse jumped up and ran after her, crying, "What's a little ghost doing in my kitchen?" And Little Brown Mouse laughed and laughed. "Let's do that again," she cried. Not now," cried Mrs. Brown Mouse, "because right now it's time for your bath." So hand in hand, Mrs. Brown Mouse and Little Brown Mouse went upstairs. And Mrs. Brown Mouse prepared Little Brown Mouse's bath. And Little Brown Mouse got in. Mrs. Brown Mouse lathered up the sponge and scrubbed Little Brown Mouse all over. And just when Mrs. Brown Mouse wasn't expecting it, Little Brown Mouse made a big splash and soaked her. Little Mrs. Brown Mouse shrieked and splashed her right back. And Little Brown Mouse laughed and laughed. "Let's do that again," she cried. Not now," said Mrs. Brown Mouse, "because right now it's time for bed." So Mrs. Brown Mouse toweled Little Brown Mouse dry and powdered her and tickled her toes. Little Brown Mouse laughed and laughed, and then Mrs. Brown Mouse tickled her all the way up from her chubby little toes to her furry little chin. "Let's do that again," Little Brown Mouse cried. "Please?" Not now," said Mrs. Brown Mouse, "because right now it's time for your bedtime story." So Little Brown Mouse snuggled down under her blanket, and Mrs. Brown Mouse read her a quiet bedtime story. And when it was finished, Mrs. Brown Mouse gave Little Brown Mouse a hug. And as Little Brown Mouse hugged her back, up the stairs crept Mr. Brown Mouse. "Boo!" he cried. And Mrs. Brown Mouse and Little Brown Mouse jumped and then laughed and laughed. "Shall we do that again?" asked Mr. Brown Mouse. "Oh, no, not now," cried Little Brown Mouse, "because right now it's time for a great big good night hug." And that's what he got. They made bedtime fun, didn't they? Well, shall we get some monkeys who may not want to go to bed and instead they're going to jump on it? I've got 5 little monkeys who were jumping on the bed. When one fell off, well, he bumped his head. Now Mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, "No more monkeys jumping on the bed," so hide one away. 4 little monkeys are jumping on the bed. When one fell off, well, he bumped his head. Now Mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, "No more monkeys jumping on the bed." So that means 3 little monkeys are jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Now Mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, "No more monkeys jumping on the bed." So 2 little monkeys are jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Now Mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, "No more monkeys jumping on the bed." So that leaves 1 little monkey who is jumping on the bed. When she fell off, well, she bumped her head. Her Mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, "No more monkeys jumping on the bed." So there are no more monkeys. And we're going to have another story. Now, do you like to go and get your hair cut? Did you know that even monsters need haircuts? That's the title of our next book. This is written and illustrated by Matthew McElligott. And it's published by Walker Books for Young Readers. My dad is a barber. I like to watch him work. I'm a barber too. Tonight will be a full moon. I'll need to get to bed early. Just before midnight, I hear a soft tapping sound. Vlad is waiting for me at the window. I grab my pack and climb down the tree. Together we cross the fields into town. I'm not allowed out of the house alone, but I'm not alone. Vlad is with me. Soon we arrive at the alley behind the barber shop. I have a skeleton key. I unpack my supplies, the rotting tonic, horn polish, and stink wax go up on the counter. And the shampoo, well, that goes next to the sink. I tuck the moon powder into my pocket right next to my tangling brush, and I'm ready to begin. Around 12:30, Igor wanders in. Oh, that's Igor right there. Yes. And by 1 o'clock, the shop is full. It's going to be a busy night. Some customers are easy. Some are more difficult. Some always get the same thing. And some always want to try something new. And with some customers, why, it's tough to know exactly what they want. Things are going well. Everyone is getting along. And then it happens. There's a knock at the front door. No one ever knocks at the front door. They all know to come in the back. Who could it be? It's a customer. A human customer. We have never had a human customer before. What are we going to do? Nobody moves as the man walks to the barber chair. I am nervous, more nervous than I have ever been. And then he asks me, "Can you take a little off the top?" Oh my goodness, look at that. We all have a good laugh over that one. The sun will be up soon, and the monsters have to go. So we sweep up the shop. We flip back the pictures and turn out the lights. It's important that we don't leave anything behind. Some of the guys give me a ride home. "See you next month," I shout. Soon, my dad will be waking up to go to work. He has his own customers to take care of. After all, even humans need haircuts. I like this in. It says, "Stop in for a shave and a scare cut." And look at the different kinds he could do. Those look like waves. Those look like sea coral. That looks like a bush. That looks like, I don't know, lots of feathers. And then there's this one. All right, shall we do another finger play? Can you shake, shake, shake your sillies out? Shake, shake, shake your sillies out. Shake, shake, shake your sillies out and wiggle your waggles away. And can you clap, clap, clap your crazies out? Clap, clap, clap your crazies out. Clap, clap, clap your crazies out and wiggle your waggles away. Can you stretch, stretch, stretch your stretchies out? Stretch, stretch, stretch your stretchies out. Stretch, stretch, stretch your stretchies out and wiggle your waggles away. Do you think you could stand up? Because it's a lot easier to jump when you're standing up. Here we go. Can you jump, jump, jump your jiggles out? Jump, jump, jump your jiggles out. Jump, jump, jump your jiggles out and wiggle your waggles away. Can you yawn, yawn, yawn your sleepies out? Yawn, yawn your sleepies out. Yawn, yawn your sleepies out and wiggle your waggles away. Can you shake, shake, shake your sillies out? Shake, shake, shake your sillies out. Shake, shake, shake your sillies out and wiggle your waggles away. Well, now we're going to have a story about some chickens, especially Lulu the Big Chick. This is written and illustrated by Paulette Bogan, and it's published by Bloomsbury. Lula was tired of being the littlest chick on the farm. She was too little to lay eggs. She was too little to climb the big fence. She was too little to play in the cornfield. But when Mama said, "Lulu, you are too little to go very far from home," well, Lulu said, "No, I am big and I am going far, far away." I see, said Mama slowly. So you are going far, far away. Yes, said Lulu, right now. Okay, said Mama. Goodbye, Lulu. And Lulu marched right out the barn door. Where are you headed, little miss? Snorted Mrs. Pig. I am going far, far away, said Lulu. And then splat! Lulu was covered with mud. Oh, sorry, giggled the piglet. You're so little, I didn't see you. This is not far, far away enough, said Lulu. Mama called out, do you need help getting clean, Lulu? No, said Lulu. I am going far, far away by myself. Okay, said Mama. Goodbye, Lulu. This looks like far, far away, Lulu said, stepping into the sheep pen. Bah, bah, said the sheep. Watch out, little one. We almost squished you. This is not far, far away anyway, said little Lulu. Goodbye, sheep. Goodbye, Mama, Lulu yelled. I am really going this time. I know, Mama called. You are going far, far away. Goodbye, Lulu. Far, far away, here I come, said Lulu. "Mee," said the horse. I almost stepped on you. Where do you think you're going, little chick? Lulu looked up and up and up. Far, far away, she whispered. Oh, you are too little to go far, far away, the horse neighed. Well, Lulu hurried away, and she ran smack into the biggest cow she had ever seen. Moo! I almost chewed you up with this tasty grass, said the cow. What are you doing here, little lady? And Lulu answered in a very small voice, I am going far, far away. Ha! Laughed the cow. You are too little to go far, far away. Well, Lulu got up and ran as fast as she could, and she did not see the pigs or the sheep or the horse or the big cow or Mama. Lulu gulped and said in a very tiny voice, Uh-oh, I think I am far, far away now. And then, why, there was a terrible sound. Caw, caw, caw. Oh, a huge creature that Lulu had never seen before was flying right over her head, and Lulu could not move. She whispered to herself, I am a big chick. I am a big chick. I am little. And she closed her eyes as the sound came closer and closer. And then Mama scooped Lulu up in her arms. Oh, my Lulu, I missed you. How was far, far away? Mama, said Lulu. Yes, my love, said Mama. Mama, next time I go far, far away, I think I will take you with me. And I think that would be a good idea. Well, should we cook our hot dogs? Get your pan ready and your hot dogs. I've got 5 little hot dogs that are cooking in the pan. The grease got hot and one went bam. So 4 little hot dogs are cooking in the pan. The grease got hot and one went bam. 3 little hot dogs are cooking in the pan. The grease got hot and one went bam. 2 little hot dogs are cooking in the pan. The grease got hot and one went bam. 1 little hot dog is cooking in the pan. The grease got hot and the one went bam. So that means no little hot dogs are cooking in the pan. The grease got hot and the pan went bang. Okay. Well, we're going to have a story that we need to be a little bit quiet for. Okay. Because this is called Shh, the baby's asleep. This is written by JaNay Brown Wood and illustrated by someone who has a very interesting name, Alyssa Ambura. And this book is published by Charlesbridge. So, can you be quiet? Okay, good listening. Now, don't make a peep. The baby's finally asleep. Mama creeps to the door and hears sounds from the floor. Creak, creak, creak. Shh, the baby's asleep. Daddy's loud belly wants PB and jelly. Grumble, grumble, grumble. Shh, the baby's asleep. Grammy's new shirt is covered in dirt. Swish, swish, swish. Shh, the baby's asleep. Pop-Pop's red nose just needs some good blows. Ah-choo! 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 Shh, the baby's asleep. Shay's hair is still wet. Her curls haven't set. Whir, whir, whir. Goes the hair dryer. Shh, the baby's asleep. Dante's toy truck needs its wheels unstuck. Bang, bang, bang. Shh, the baby's asleep. Rover's big jowls are due for some howls. Ow! 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 Shh, the baby's asleep. And what's that? Oh no, Mr. Young starts to mow. Vroom, vroom, vroom. Can you say it with me this time? Shh, the baby's asleep. Creak. Uh-oh. All these uproars while the poor baby snores. Now the baby's awake, for goodness sake. You know what we need? A good book to read. Now don't make a peep. so the family can sleep. So Papa's asleep, and Mama's asleep, and the sister's asleep, and the brothers are asleep. Grandpa's awake, and so is that baby. And it looks like Grandma, too. I didn't notice her down here with her hat on. Actually, I don't think it's a hat. I think it's a band in her pretty curly white hair. So, shh, the baby's asleep. All right, what do you think it's time to pull out your bubble gum? Reach in your pocket and pull out a piece of pretend bubble gum. Unwrap it and pop the gum in your mouth. We're going to chew it up about maybe 20 times, and then we're going to spit it on our hand. Isn't it disgusting? Here we go. I think mine's done. So put your hand out. I'll count to 3, and then we'll spit our gum. Ready? 1, 2, 3, and clap your other hand on top, so now your hands are, stuck together with sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your chin. Now, we don't want to leave it there, so let's say the word that gets it off. Unstick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your arm. Unstick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your cheek. Unstick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your knee. Unstick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your nose. Unstick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your back. Unstick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on Mom or Dad. Unstick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your toe. Unstick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum. Time to throw it in the trash. All right. How many of you know Bad Kitty? We have a Bad Kitty toy in the library, so you might be familiar with him. And this is when it's bedtime for Bad Kitty. It's written and illustrated by Bruel. And it's published by Roaring Brook Press. And there's Bad Kitty. It's bedtime, Kitty. Kitty does not like bedtime. Please brush your teeth, Kitty. Kitty does not want to brush her teeth. Kitty wants to play. Play, 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 play. It's not playtime, Kitty. It's bedtime. Kitty does not like bedtime. Now, if you brush your teeth right now, then there will be enough time for us to read a story together. Now, Kitty does want to hear a story, so Kitty brushes her teeth. It's bedtime, Kitty. Now, please use the potty. Kitty does not want to use the potty. Kitty wants to sing. Sing, 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 sing. It's not sing time, Kitty. It's bedtime. Kitty does not like bedtime. Now, if you use the potty right now, there will be enough time for us to read a story together. Now, Kitty really does want to hear a story, so Kitty uses the potty. It's bedtime, Kitty. Please put on your pajamas. Kitty does not want to put on her pajamas. Kitty wants to run. Run, 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 run. My goodness. It's not run time, Kitty. It's bedtime. Kitty does not like bedtime. Now, if you put on your pajamas right now, then there will be enough time for us to read a story together. Kitty really, really does want to hear a story. So Kitty puts on her pajamas. Thank you for brushing your teeth and using the potty and putting on your pajamas, Kitty. Now we can read a story together. Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there was a very beautiful princess who was also very naughty. She didn't like to go to bed. She didn't like to brush her teeth or use the potty or put on her pajamas. She didn't like bedtime at all. She was a very naughty princess. But the princess did like stories. This is Kitty's favorite story. Kitty likes stories. But Kitty does not like All right, so can you wiggle your fingers and your toes and your shoulders? How about your nose? Can you wiggle your elbows and slap your knees and stretch out your arms and get ready, please, for a story on our flannel board. This is called, let's see, I think we'll turn it this way this time. Can you see it all right? All right. Okay, look at it, evened out here. This is a story called Ducks Don't Wear Socks. Now this is Emily. And Emily is a serious girl. And one day, while she was in a serious mood and taking a serious walk, well, she met Duck. Duck, said Emily, what are you wearing? Socks, said Duck. Oh, ducks don't wear socks, said Emily quite seriously. Cold feet, said Duck, and he went on his way. Now, the next day, they met again, and this time, Duck was wearing a bright red tie. Emily was still serious, but Duck was not. No socks, he said. But, Emily pointed out earnestly, you're wearing a tie, and ducks don't wear ties. Oh, big meeting, said Duck, and off he ran, with his tie flapping in the wind. Now, the next day, they met again. And Emily was still a serious girl, but she almost smiled when she saw Duck. A hat? Said Emily. I never have seen a duck wearing a hat. Oh, I'm late for the roundup, said Duck. Out of the way, and he galloped off into the sunset. Now Emily almost laughed, but then she bit her lip and managed to stay in a serious mood. Now the next day, she saw Duck again, and Duck was wearing Can you see? Duck, said Emily. Are those boots? Said Duck. Have to plow the fields. Have to plant the crops. Well, Emily's lips started to curl up at the corners, and she kept on smiling as Duck dug away. And when she saw him the next day, oh my goodness. Duck, said Emily. Is that underwear? Yes. Well, I've never seen a duck in underwear, said Emily. Well, the pants are on the line, he said, and then off he sailed, not the least bit embarrassed. Well, before she went to sleep that night, Emily laughed just a little bit to herself, because of course she is a very serious girl. Well, the next day, Emily happened to meet Duck. And this time, it was Duck who said, Emily, what are you wearing? I'm a duck, she said. And then Duck said, a duck? And Emily laughed so hard that she almost cried. And Duck laughed so hard, well, he quacked. And then off they went together, not being quite so serious. That's from a book called by John Nedwidick. And we're going to finish up like we always do with one of our Sandra Boynton books. And this is called Pajama Time. Are you in your pajamas? I am. This is published by Workman Publishing. Well, the moon is up and it's getting late. Let's get ready to celebrate. It's pajama time. So pull on the bottoms, put on the top, get yourself set to pajama debop. It's pajama time. Now some are old and some are new. Some are red and some are blue. Some are fuzzy and some are not. But we can all pajama in whatever we've got. It's pajama time. Oh yes, it's pajama time. Now some are pink, some are green, and some are the silliest we've ever seen. They say ugliest, but I don't like to say that. Now they might be stripy or polka dot, but we can all pajama in whatever we've got. It's pajama time. So pajama to the left, pajama to the right, jamma, 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 PJ. Everybody's wearing them for dancing tonight. Jamma, 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 PJ. Now all around the room in one big line, wearing our pajamas and looking so fine. It's pajama time. Then hop into bed. Turn out the light. You can have a party in your dreams tonight. It's pajama time. Hush, hush, it's pajama time. Hush, hush, it's pajama time. Good night. Sleep tight. Thank you for joining me and my friend Bernard for some bedtime stories. We hope we'll see you again next time.